Egypt's foreign minister meets Palestinian counterpart to discuss Gaza ceasefire and ongoing negotiations. Egypt's foreign minister reaffirms firm rejection of Palestinian displacement from Gaza. And Egypt reaffirms full support for African Union efforts to resolve conflicts and enhance stability across Africa. Egypt's Foreign Minister Badr Abdel-Ati met with Palestinian Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Mohammed Mustafa to review Egypt's efforts to uphold the Gaza ceasefire and ongoing negotiations for the second phase of the agreement. The talks also focused on mobilizing support for the Arab Islamic plan to rebuild the Gaza Strip in coordination with international partners. Preparations for an upcoming Gaza reconstruction conference to be hosted by Egypt in cooperation with the Palestinian government and the United Nations were also discussed. The two officials reviewed recent developments in the West Bank amid continued Israeli military incursions into Palestinian cities and refugee camps. Egypt's Foreign Minister Badr Abdel-Ati reaffirmed the United Arab position, rejecting any form of displacement of Palestinians from their land, whether temporary or permanent. Speaking at a press conference for the Arab Islamic Ministerial Committee on Gaza, Abdel-Ati stressed that the Arab reconstruction plan for Gaza includes the construction of temporary homes and the provision of essential services to support Palestinians in remaining on their land. He underscored that the displacement of Palestinians is a red line, warning that their forced departure would signal the liquidation of the Palestinian cause. Egypt's permanent representative to the African Union, Ambassador Mohammed Omar Gad, reaffirmed Cairo's full support for continued efforts to resolve conflicts and enhance stability across Africa. In a meeting with Mahmoud Ali Youssef, the chairperson of the African Union Commission, Ambassador Gad underscored the importance of supporting Sudan as it navigates its current crisis, reiterating the African Union's recognition of a single central government in the country. The talks also covered developments in Somalia, with both sides highlighting the need for a smooth transition to the new African Union mission in the country, with Egypt contributing to the process. Egyptian Foreign Minister Badr Abdel-Ati met with the Kuwaiti Foreign Minister Abdullah Al-Yahya to discuss efforts to mobilize international support for the Arab Islamic plan for early recovery and reconstruction in Gaza. The meeting took place on the sidelines of the Antalya Diplomatic Forum, where both sides emphasized the importance of joint coordination ahead of the upcoming International Cairo Conference for the reconstruction of the Gaza Strip. Foreign Minister Badr Abdel-Ati reaffirmed Egypt's strong commitment to the Libyan issue, highlighting its significance to Egypt's national security as a direct neighbor. In a meeting with the Tunisian Foreign Minister Mohammed al-Nafati and the UN Special Representative to Libya, Hannah Tete, the minister emphasized Egypt's support for a Libyan-led political process free from foreign interference and external impositions, and rooted in the role of Libyan national institutions. He underscored the importance of adhering to the Sukhairat Agreement as a framework for holding simultaneous presidential and parliamentary elections while respecting Libya's sovereignty, territorial integrity, and independence. Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati underscored the importance of advancing continental integration to serve the interests of African nations, reaffirming Egypt's readiness to provide technical support and capacity building across priority sectors. Speaking on the sidelines of the Antalya Diplomatic Forum in Turkey, the minister held meetings with several African foreign ministers, where discussions focused on boosting bilateral cooperation, particularly in economic, trade, and investment fields. The talks reflect Egypt's ongoing commitment to strengthening its partnerships across the African continent. And moving on, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, in cooperation with the Danish Embassy in Cairo, the United Nations Development Programme, and the Cairo International Center for Conflict Resolution and Peacekeeping, has signed a memorandum of understanding to launch a new phase of the Danish-Egyptian Dialogue Initiative. The agreement aims to enhance collaboration on sustainable development, with a particular focus on climate action and youth engagement. The initiative is seen as a model for long-term cooperation that addresses global challenges while empowering young people. Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces and Minister of Defense and Military Production, General Abdelmegid Saer, held talks with Niger's Minister of Defense to review regional and international developments. The two ministers also explored ways to strengthen military cooperation between the two countries across various fields. The Nigerian Defense Minister praised Egypt's influential and active role in promoting security and stability in the Middle East and across the African continent. For the third consecutive day, Minister of Tourism and Antiquities Sherif Fathi continued monitoring visitor activity at the Giza Pyramids area as part of the pilot phase of a newly developed services project at the historical site. Reports confirmed a smooth and organized flow of visitors and effective transportation between stations and designated routes. According to the Supreme Council of Antiquities, the Pyramids area welcomed 14,000 visitors today, an 18% increase from the first day of the trial phase and a 68% jump compared to the same period last year. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli reviewed the outcomes of the Unified Government Complaints System at the Cabinet, along with efforts by relevant entities during March 2025. The Prime Minister directed the continued acceleration of the complaints system's operations, emphasizing the importance of maximizing efforts to receive complaints, distress calls and requests, and addressing them promptly. He also highlighted the need for coordination with the ministries, governorates, and the relevant government bodies to ensure citizens' requests are met effectively. Minister of Transport and Industry Kamel El-Wazir attended the signing of a strategic partnership between French logistics giant CMA-CGM and the October Dry Port, marking a major step in Egypt's logistics and supply chain development. The minister highlighted Egypt's openness to collaboration with global companies, emphasizing CMA-CGM's important role in managing the Tahya Masr terminal at Alexandria Port. He also underscored Egypt's strategic location with its extensive coastlines and 18 commercial seaports, positioning the country as a key player in global trade and logistics. Minister of Petroleum Karim Badawi reviewed the ministry's efforts to bring about a qualitative shift in the mining sector through the third phase of the ministry's strategy to increase the sector's contribution to the national GDP from 1% to 5 to 6%. The minister highlighted the efforts to support the mining sector by updating aerial geophysical surveys, noting that the last such survey conducted in Egypt was back in 1984, emphasized that there are various types of aerial surveys that could be utilized for this purpose. Egypt's Minister of Planning Rania Al-Mashot met with Andres Rezans, ambassador to Latvia to Egypt, to discuss expanding and strengthening cooperation between the two countries. Al-Mashot emphasized Egypt's commitment to elevating Egyptian-Latvian relations to a strategic level, highlighting the geographical significance of both countries, with Egypt at the heart of the Middle East and Latvia in Northern Europe. The strategic positioning contributes to enhancing bilateral ties across various sectors. Egypt Air has launched a new promotional campaign in the Danish capital Copenhagen through its local office there. The airline announced that it carried out a marketing and advertising campaign on the city's metro line to promote Egypt Air flights between Cairo and Copenhagen, aiming to encourage travel to Egypt and highlight the country's rich tourist attractions. Liverpool forward Mohamed Salah has signed a new 2-year contract, ending speculation about his future and reaffirming his commitment to the club. The Egyptian star has scored 243 goals in 394 approaches, becoming the Reds' third all-time top scorer. His decision arrives at a crucial moment in Liverpool's title push, with manager Arne Slot hailing Salah's influence as immeasurable on all of the pitch. And according to Mohamed Salah, Liverpool's Egyptian king back for more as the Reds chase another Premier League crown. Salah has given fans the news they have been waiting for. He's staying.
He arrived as a promising winger from Roma in 2017. Today, he stands as one of Liverpool's all-time greats. Mohamed Salah has signed a new 2-year deal with the club, reaffirming his place as a cornerstone of Liverpool's present and future. With 243 goals and counting, Salah is the club's third highest scorer ever, and he's not done yet. This season alone, he's tallied 27 goals and 17 assists in the league, powering Liverpool's charge towards a historic 20th top-flight title. But it's more than just numbers. Salah's influence stretches far beyond the pitch. He's a leader in the dressing room and an icon to millions around the world. His professionalism, humility, and relentless fitness regime have made him the example Arne Slot's squad follows. In a season filled with challenges and change, Liverpool's Egyptian king has once again stepped up, not only to lead, but to stay. For Salah, the legacy continues. And for Liverpool, the dream lives on.
Great news, of course. Moving on, 20 countries have confirmed their participation in the Artistic Gymnastics World Cup for men and women, scheduled to take place from April 25th until the 28th at the main hall of the Indoor Sports Complex at Cairo International Stadium, following timely registration for the event. The Egyptian Gymnastics Federation, headed by Ihab Amin, is expected to announce the date of the official press conference in the upcoming days to reveal full details about the prestigious global competition. This championship is one of the 4 annual World Cup Series events held under the supervision of the International Gymnastics Federation and serves as a qualifier for the Los Angeles 2028 Olympic Games. Egyptian Meteorological Authority predicts that tomorrow's weather will be mild during the day across most areas, with slightly warmer temperatures in the southern parts of Upper Egypt. There will be also occasional wind activity across the country, with light rain expected in scattered areas, particularly during intermittent periods along the northeastern coast and central Sinai. And it will be colder at night and in the early morning. Well, that brings us to the end of our news bulletin, and here is what we have been covering. Egypt's foreign minister meets Palestinian counterpart to discuss Gaza ceasefire and ongoing negotiations. Egypt's foreign minister reaffirms firm rejection of forced Palestinian displacement from Gaza. And Egypt reaffirms full support for African Union efforts to resolve conflicts and enhance stability across Africa. And that's all for now. Remember to stay updated by following Q News for the latest developments. I'm Hala Al-Hamalawi. Thank you so much for watching.